Hello, how's it going? Today we're going to go over how to draw Godzilla Minus One. It'll be quick, easy for beginners. I'm Enrique, artist and illustrator. I worked on Transformers and the Smurfs movie. We're going to jump right in. If you have any questions, ask them down below. So let's get started with this version of Godzilla. This Godzilla version is really cool. Very similar to the other ones, I think. All right, let's zoom in. We're going over here, start with the curvature of his mouth. It kind of flips inverted the other direction. And then we're going over here to the other side of his mouth. All right, keep going in here. Kind of the curls a little bit around the furrowing around the mouth because he's kind of making this angry pose. Okay, going over here, the nostrils. The nostrils are always really tiny. And curvature to kind of just contain that, right? The outside, the little bit of the nostrils. Going over here. Going down the teeth. Going down one by one. This version of Godzilla has very, pretty tiny teeth. They didn't go all out like the way they did with Shin Godzilla. But, alright. Continue to go in. Zigzag up. Zigzag around the corner. Really putting in the attention right here as we need to, because you want to focus in on Godzilla's face first. Line down for each side of his mouth. Curve over here for the lower portion of the mouth. I think with this version of Godzilla, by the way, I think this is actually the hardest, it's kind of hardest to draw right now because there's very little images of this version. It's just the trailer, right? Gonna pull down over here, side of the mouth, curve, and pulling up. But he definitely has the snout, right? He's got like a little bit of a dog snout going on in this version of Godzilla. So it's fun to see the different versions come out as different projects come out. Gonna go over here, look at the eyes. Gonna over here, and what I want to do is, obviously he's gonna look angry. He's gonna look very angry, and we're curling over here for the furrowing of the eye. Pulling out over here. And again, it's kind of like a little bit of a squint as well. I've noticed that version. Pulling out over here on this side. Putting two prongs over there. And then I'm pulling back out this kind of squint, angry roar. Alright, pulling back in here. And alright. Curve over here on this side. Don't forget, hit the like button if you haven't done that. That stuff really helps the channel out. Definitely hit the like if you like Godzilla, and I'm going to draw a bunch of more versions of Godzilla. Filling in that eye right there, and then leaving that circle, the sclera version, the sclera of the eye. So that's the white of the eye. Curve on here, his jaws. The cheekbone's pretty big because animals like that tend to have these big cheekbones because they have so much muscle in there that, they bite super hard. Curve on here for the brow. Again, just pulling in here, pulling in small lines for the brow, pulling up, and we're going to find the head of Godzilla. Curve, curve, curve. It's a little bit spiky. Thinking like a regular skull, but again, just kind of spiked out with that texture of the skin. Go over here, pulling in a little bit of a line right there, kind of give it some balance to the other side. Pulling in. Pulling down over here to the left side, down to the other side. Pulling down over here for the neck, finding that. Alright, let's zoom out. Alright, so now we're going to go down and kind of do the shoulder as he's kind of turned his body away from us a little bit. Pulling over here for the chest, and then pulling down for the bicep area, and then we'll go over here to the forearm. Okie doke. Going to go down, pulling downward. And line down there. Sweet. For kind of the hand. It's going to vignette. Basically, it's going to zoom off the page just a little bit. Go over here, pull across, down, and over here the shoulder. Shoulder right here. Shoulder's aiming much more toward us. So that's kind of why we're doing this. Shoulder more, more. You can see more of it on this side. Pull out for the forearm area, and then to the wrist, and down to the hand. Out over here, down, out over here, down, and down to the palm right there, and the rest all the way to the elbow. And we're going to find the fold right here and then pull up to the bicep. The thing is with Godzilla, though, a lot of him is going to be texture, and that's something you have to kind of remember. Most of Godzilla will be texture. Because if you draw Godzilla completely, like, you know, smooth with nothing on him, it's going to look really weird. Put a little bit of spikes rolling into these giant spikes in the back. He has these, I think they call them royal spikes. I can't remember, but going over here. And I'm thinking of like palm tree shapes, honestly. That's kind of what I'm thinking of when I think of that. Literally like a palm tree going off the page a tiny bit out of the camera. Don't worry about it, it'll come back in though. Yeah, hopefully you guys are doing good though. There is a lot of amazing versions of Godzilla on this channel. Definitely hit those up. Hit up those different the playlist of Godzilla absolutely is a must-see. Go check a look at that. Alright. Gonna pull back, down, out over here, down. Alright. Cool stuff. Up over here. And continue to move upward. Right there. Cool. Continuing this palm tree shape in the back. What would palm trees look like if they were kind of stacked on each other? That's literally what I'm thinking. And the cool part is about those spikes is you don't have to be exact, right? Let's just say you draw another spike on there. Too many, right? I don't think there's any right answers because these are organic shapes, and that's kind of the fun part about drawing a kaiju, right? Kaijus don't have to be dead on to the model itself that you're using. It is so easy to just kind of like, you know, change a couple of things. I'm thinking about trying to make an entire video course on in-depth kaiju stuff. I don't know if I'm going to yet though, but I'm really thinking about it because it's something I love drawing. Folds over here. Now let's really jump into the texture of what I'm talking about. The folds into the neck, it's almost always there. Curve over here on the side of the mouth. Line over in the armpit. Line. Line over here. Line over here for the clavicle. Kind of finding some of the regular landmarks, and then I'm gonna move in a little bit more, I think, to kind of the other portion of it, where the general realistically we want to do is we want to go back in and, you know, curvature of the arm right here, going in, kind of, you know, accentuating kind of areas like that. And it's kind of like a decision-making thing. Like, we can't draw every single scale on him. In this drawing, it'll break it. In certain drawings, you can do that, but I wouldn't really do it for him now. Draw some spikes on the other side. Curve lines here. We're kind of looking at it, and now we're kind of in this different mode. We're like making it more presentable. It's like, okay, how do we make this more presentable now? What are we going to darken up? Everything is more in this detail mode. Maybe some more lines on the head again to give it that textured look. Alrighty. Going into the mouth here. And we really want to dig into the mouth itself because we're going to draw the tongue and we want to draw the kind of darkness within that, you know, giant, you know, Godzilla mouth. Right. Did I say Godzilla Minus One? I did say Minus One, right? I didn't say Godzilla Zero, right? Did I say that? I meant Godzilla Minus One. I don't know if I said Godzilla Zero. Alright. Pulling down over here. Just kind of like, again, putting that darkness around the pit of his mouth. What would be dark? You kind of have to think about that. What's going to be dark in the mouth area? Is it going to be the, you know, it's going to be like the deep recesses of the mouth. You have to think about where the light will not hit, right? Maybe thinking of other areas like the armpit area. There's almost always another dark there because there's like less light, obviously, in the armpit area. Alright, curving around here. Again, going in through these little curved U's as a texture. Just using as a texture tool, just kind of curving in and just kind of putting down that texture here, just all over the place. Alright, pulling around here. Maybe a little bit of dark here under the elbow, I think. It's going to give it a little bit more grounding because you want to have a little bit more grounding going on with the kind of Godzilla Godzilla tool there. All right, again, throwing these little curvature shapes for that indication. So, and I'll talk about indication in a bit. Again, another dark shape on the side of the armpit over there. Filling these areas out. And just kind of speeding up this process just a bit. And putting it on 2 times. And I'm going over here and indicating the direction of something and the direction of the actual spikes. Yeah, really cool. I think Godzilla Minus One. I'm really happy for it. Definitely share the video if you made it to this point. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal if you made it to this point. Share the video if you can. Going into dark areas, and then from this point on is literally just kind of toying around with angles, with you know, I mean, like little scales and where you want to place them and how much you want to do it, right? You're adding it like a spice, right? Details are a spice, in my opinion. So it's kind of like, if that's easy for you, definitely just kind of keep it going as much as you want. But I think for a demonstration, this works. This is good enough. And yeah, really exciting stuff over here. And again, just continuing to throw these lines in there. And that's the cool part about working with marker. When you put something down, it's pretty strong, but you can also kind of get rid of it in time as well. Like you can kind of like, you can't get rid of marker, but you can kind of do stuff. You can really manipulate it. Okay, so that is it. One thing I want to recommend is absolutely check out the Godzilla playlist. You're going to see a bunch of different kaijus on there. I'm going to put the list either on the screen or I'm going to put it in the description. Then share the video if you can. If you stayed this long, thank you so much. You're amazing. Absolutely share the video if you can. And don't forget to join us tomorrow because I'm going to be back here soon. See ya.